Okay, Jonathan, we are live.
We are, Bill. Is you got no new equipment that you're going to utilise, straight
No,
in this show, Bill?
no, I haven't touched the noise
You,
gate for 3 days.
God, you must be having withdrawal symptoms.
Yep, yep. And a lot of work though. Too much programming.
Yeah.
Hooah. Okay, folks, let's get
Yeah,
ready.
yeah, but Bill, before we really start, I want to know I'm sure me and our YouTube following wants to know is the quality of your introduction going to match the last week's
Oh,
episode,
that's
Bill?
going to be hard to outdo that one.
It was, wasn't it? It
Yes.
was quite amazing, actually.
Okay,
Uh,
folks. 2 seconds of silence. Jonathan. Yeah. I'm looking behind you. Jonathan's at the collective, and there's a guy behind him right now. It looked like he's about ready to pull down his pants.
I'm not looking back. I'm not looking.
All right, folks. Welcome to Timeline. Oh, I blew that one. Okay, folks. Welcome to New Media Gold. No, it's not New Media Gold. You should go to newmediagold.com because that's where all the new group is.
Oh, come off it, Bill. Do a proper.
Okay, we're going to do proper. They can catch this. Okay, 1, 2. Welcome to WP-Tonic, episode 32. It's all about Facebook today. So Jonathan's going to lead out and talk about some plugins that he never uses. Then I'm going to talk a little bit about Facebook. And then Jonathan's going to finish up with some more plugins that he's not using.
I never said, Bill, that every plugin that I talk about on this show, I utilise, Bill.
Right. I just asked folks on the pre-workup, I just asked Jonathan, do you use any of these plugins? Because I was about to use one of them myself or test it. So anyway, Jonathan, lead off. Starting those plugins. Drive on.
Yeah, you've really made it really exciting for our audience, Bill. They must be really gunning to listen to this now, but never mind. Well, so we've gone through the past couple of episodes a lot of information and a lot of plugins, but and because we are both in the WordPress community, I think one of the things is the WordPress community in general is more of a Twitter kind of clan, but our users, our business listeners, they've got to utilize Facebook because it is the biggest platform in social media at the present moment, Bill. So we're going to go through some stuff around Facebook, and it's very similar to what we were talking about Twitter. There's different plugins that do different jobs. A lot of the stuff we've previously talked about that has buttons, and it also provides Facebook buttons, and some of this we're going to talk about does that as well, but it also can post your comments on your Facebook profile or business page, or you can show your actual Facebook content on your WordPress website, Bill.
Right.
And there's different combinations depending on what you're trying to achieve, right? So I'm going to as normal, we start off with Jetpack.
Yep.
Well, I think every episode we talk about Jetpack, don't we?
Right. I don't have it on my sites. I have it on one site.
I don't have it on any, but every episode, I don't think there's a WordPress feature that Jetpack doesn't do, is there, Bill?
No, they're trying to, it's actually WordPress.com.
Yeah.
And they're trying to really take over as the one source element to use in WordPress, I think. I think you could run your whole site just off of Jetpack if you wanted to.
Yeah, it does a bit of everything. But in truth, Bill, it's a reasonable Facebook basic plugin.
Well, it does more. I say it's more than basic. It's got so many things. It's like about 30 or 40 plugins in one.
Yeah, I was talking about the Facebook functionality, Bill.
Oh, yeah, duh. Okay.
Right. Are you with us, Bill?
I'm here. A copy.
Good.
Earth to Jonathan. Jonathan.
Oh, that's great, Bill. So it does. It's. I say it's basic, but it covers quite a few basic things. It has about widget functionality. It's got a number of little features. So maybe a good plugin to start off with. Um, the other one is the native Facebook WordPress plugin that comes from Facebook themselves. And that one has has a number of widgets that you can show open graph, and it also works with Facebook's own API system. So if you are a bit of a coder, you can draw more kind of individual data out of your Facebook profile and fan page utilizing this plugin, Bill. But if you're not going to work with the API system, the basic functionality this native plugin provides is pretty impressive, Bill. No comments, Bill?
Nope, other than you don't use it. Well, I'm trying to figure out why we don't use. I'm going to add it to my site. I'm testing it.
Yeah, well,
I know why you don't use it, because Twitter.
I'm a Twitter person, aren't
Right.
But I do post a fair bit of stuff. It's increasing, and I for clients, I've become more when I'm dealing with clients, I'm much more involved in Facebook.
Well, I've got some numbers later on to talk about Facebook and what the numbers are from the Edison Research in Triton, which came out a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, great! So the next one up is Simple Facebook Plugin, and this is a nice, all the ones we've talked about are all free, but this one is a nice basic WordPress plugin, and let's go and have a look at. It's got 4.7 out of 5 stars. It's had over 10,000 installs. It was last updated around November last year, and I think it's a pretty nice plugin. It's had 10,000 plus, which is very similar, and I think it's a pretty good plugin. I don't think it's got as much functionality as the native Facebook one.
Really?
No, I don't think it has. But they also, I think they do a pro version as well, because I'm just reading that they've got some of their plugins on Code Canyon. Right. But I think that's it. It's a pretty good plugin.
I have a test site. I'm going to go ahead on that test site, which is BluffTV.net, N-E-T. It's truly a test site if you look at it. BluffTV.net.
I thought all your sites were test sites, Bill.
Thanks, Jonathan. But I'm going to go ahead and put the Facebook site up, and I will test this other one, Simple Facebook Plugins, and we'll compare them.
Oh, great. Yeah. The next one up is, because I thought we might as well just go through all these, and then we can listen to your expert advice.
I've got a great report today.
Oh, great. And the next one up is Go Viral, Facebook Share Pop-Up. And this is a real professional word. It does multiple things, but it encourages people to really join your Facebook page.
Oh, you know what? I don't have my earplug in.
You don't, Bill?
I thought I had. I didn't plug it all the way. Keep on going.
All right. And this is a real hardcore premier Facebook library of widgets, lightbox pop-ups. It does a lot of stuff, Bill.
And it won't be on my test page.
No, because
Let's see.
Because it's really very expensive as well. But if you've got a lot, if you go to the website, they show it also provides a load of analytical data that will display in your WordPress back end. And it has a load of functionality. Like I say, this is a real hardcore for somebody that's got a high traffic website that really wants to get their Facebook people onto the website, and also get their website traffic to join their fan or business page, Bill. And I was really impressed with this plugin. But shock horror, Bill, it's almost over $300.
That's a lot of cash.
That is not for the non-committed, but if you, like I say, if you're really looking for the kind of premier bee's knees that really gets conversions, and it's aimed at the real hardcore marketer. Actually, it's only $369, Bill.
Wow.
But this is the most impressive kind of Facebook marketing plugin I've seen.
I found it. Good deal. Now just for $369.
Yeah. So go and buy, Bill, because you normally buy every premium plugin we look at.
That's not true.
All right, I'll be
close. So I got some good stuff though.
Yeah, you do. The next one.
Just need to learn to run it better. All these take work. That's one thing, folks. Every time you buy another plugin, you have to learn to use it.
That's true, Bill. The next one up is slightly cheaper, free. And it's called Facebook Page Promoter Lightbox. I just love these names, Bill. And this one, well, where the go viral, it provides a lot more, but some of its key functionalities around Lightbox. And what I mean by Lightbox, to those in our audience that doesn't really know what that means, is it's done by JavaScript and normally jQuery, and basically when you click a link, a pop-up appears and the background goes black, and that kind of style is normally all controlled by JavaScript. And this plugin provides that kind of look and functionality where you want to emphasize that somebody should join your kind of business page through the website, Bill. And it looks pretty good. And like I say, it's free.
Right.
So that's basically it for me, Bill. I looked at a lot, and there's some others that we could have talked about, but I wanted, one thing I could emphasize is that, like the other social media plugins we talked about, you got those where you're posting snippets of articles and that you're trying to encourage people to post stuff from your website onto their Facebook area. And then there's other ones where you're displaying, who's following you on your Facebook page, on your website, or you're showing comments from your Facebook page on your website, or you're trying to encourage people that come to your website to join your fan and business page. And you've got to look at all these plugins, Bill, and decide what are the key things that you want to achieve through your WordPress powered website connected to your Facebook areas.
Okay, got it. So going on, what I'm going to cover in my section today is I'm going to cover Facebook competitors and continue to grow. I'm going to the Edison Research and the Triton reports, which came out a couple of weeks ago, and it's a 1,000-person survey. It's done actually with a telephone, I assume cell phones. And here are the numbers for 13 and 14. They did the numbers for last year. And I think it's kind of interesting because Facebook, persons who have profiles on Facebook, it was 58%, and it stayed at 58%. So there's no growth, but there's no loss. LinkedIn grew by 2% to 19. Instagram actually grew the most from 12% to 19. Google Plus grew a lot from 12% to 17. And Twitter slightly grew by 1% for profiles. And that surprised me. I thought Twitter would be higher than that, 15%. And then Pinterest from 10 to 13. Snapchat, which I don't really know Snapchat, from 3 to 13. That had the largest growth.
Yeah.
MySpace, which is ancient, fell off 4%, down to 14 to 10%. MySpace is dying.
Yeah.
And then Vine is new this last year, 9%. It jumped. And then Tumblr. I don't know much about Tumblr. You know much about Tumblr?
They sold it for a huge amount of money, the founders, and it seems to have it's got a lot of users, um, and those that are really in the Tumblr community seem very committed to it, but no, be honest about it, it's not a world that I know much about, Bill.
Yep. Well, if you go to my test site, which is the true test site, something says business tools, and I've got the link to that PDF, and we can put it on WP-Tonic also. And it's quite a few slides, and just sort of talks about the trends in new media type things. But it talked a lot about, of course, social media. One thing that I was surprised at is in cars, radio has not dropped off that much, but podcasts have gone up. Radio hasn't dropped, but podcasts have gone up. And the reason why podcasts have gone up in listening and digital is because people found new ways to listen to it, whether running, jogging, cutting the lawn. And the number of smartphones in America, 62% of all people have smartphones. So it's continued to move up, and they're listening them primarily through smartphones.
No, that's not the real reason, Bill.
Why do you think? Our show?
Yeah, our show.
Yeah. Right. We're going crazy. So their whole report's there. Pretty interesting report, a little hard to digest, but it's interesting to see how things are going. Another thing, too, is iTunes. I watched the Apple presentation that they put on every quarter, and they presented the new in-dash Apple Car, which has the touch icons on there, and one of them is the podcast. So that's kind of neat. You'll just push it on the dash. It also has a map. I don't know how they're going to get away with it because you're not supposed to touch like any of your phones, but it's on the dashboard. That's about it for the updates on what's going on in technology. Now going into the second part, which is Facebook. Basically, I came to the conclusion after really trying to study groups and pages that the best thing you can do is to just Google Group Basics Facebook, and you'll come up with a site that is Facebook's Help Center, and it's got creating a group, and it just has a lot of good information, a lot of processes, really breaks down the different kind of groups and how you can control a group, how you can invite people in. And then some of the uses from groups are just from like posting to actually having a closed control group with just your closest people, where you put messages back and forth to each other, pictures, anything, any database. There's just unlimited amount of stuff you can put up on Facebook now. They must make a lot of money to be able to run what they do in Facebook, all the stuff that they have on Facebook. And then on Pages, that's for business. Same thing there. Go and do a search for Pages, and it comes out to actually a page-looking thing. It says brand your page, highlight with material, and manage everything in one place. And that's really the business aspect. Every business should have a page or two. And the other thing too is, and Jonathan and I talked before show, I need to put up, just for my podcast, I'm going to put up a page so I can just post the shows. I'm going to post the shows on that page, and people can leave comments, things of that nature. But everything takes time and graphics. So that said, the only thing I would add to that and all of this, I would go, you need some tools to get your graphics up and running. And there are a couple tools I've got here. If I go to newmediagold.com into the tools and help, I've got some key design tools. And probably the most helpful tool, if you just want to get up and running fast and make your sites look really cool, is Canva, Canva design tool. Mm-hmm. And that's about it. That's my report for this week.
All right. So that was short for you, Bill.
Hooah.
Would you like? I think views. I'll just go through some websites that I go to when I want to keep my social media knowledge updated.
Okay.
I think one that I really go to a lot is called Razor Social. That's Razor Social,
Mm-hmm.
and basically Ian Cleary. He's based in Ireland, but he's got a lot of experience as an online marketer, and he's built up a really nice website, and he really knows his stuff, and he does a lot of reviews on social media tools and the latest trends in social media, and he provides really good value on his website. So and he's well known in the industry, and I just think he provides a lot of value on his website. So I would recommend that. Then we got Mr. Facebook, John Loomer,
Yep.
on johnloomer.com, and I've got some exciting news. I'm not guaranteeing it. We're just having some provisional discussions, but there is a chance that Mr. Loomer might be coming on our show, Bill, which would be really fantastic because he's a great speaker about WordPress, and there isn't much that John doesn't know about how to utilize Facebook effectively. And he's got some nice free resources. He does a podcast as well. He's into his beers as well, so that can't be bad.
That's good. Yeah, it's good. In fact, when are we going to do that podcast when we each have a beer?
Oh, definitely, especially if he comes on.
Oh, we should all have a beer. He's got to drink a beer too, though.
Oh, he probably would definitely insist, actually. So he's Mr. Facebook, but he's online. His online wife, his Facebook wife, who isn't his wife, but she's Mrs. Facebook. Is obviously Mari Smith, and Mari is Mrs. WordPress. But I go to her website, and she's got some good courses. She is, if you do a search about Facebook, her name consistently comes up. And she's got some good stuff on YouTube, and she does know her stuff for her team. And they're both, for my cup of tea, I do prefer John Loomer, but he does tend to go into the real more hardcore elements of utilizing Facebook when you're trying to run a paid for campaigns on Facebook. But, I've been listening to his content for years, Bill. Right.
Hey, so, good. Those are good. That's a good closing sites to go to look at.
Yes. How are we doing for time, Bill?
Good. We're perfect. We're right on 24 minutes.
Oh, you're happy then, Bill, aren't you? So shall we wrap this up?
Absolutely. Good show. Good take. And I won't break it up.
Okay.
I'm still going to test it out here.